Living J Light says, hey, Brian and Jay, thanks for trying to feed Bread Loaf on the vlog. Is that behavior typical for doomerals? The research I've done tells me that they generally have a pretty aggressive feeding response. Love you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the majority of the doomerals that I've kept in the past have had a pretty heavy food drive. Ironically enough, the two that we have now, neither one of them strike at food
at all. Yeah, it's great.
You literally just lay it in there and they go up and eat it, both of them. And they never remove. I mean, literally every week they eat. They eat every single week, but they do not. Unfortunately, they don't strike, which is okay for me. But yeah, I remember one time getting bit right in the chest by a big female doomeral's boa that was, just dangling food, and she was like chest high in the cage, and she came out and just crushed me right in the chest. So yeah, they can be pretty touchy at times.
Ian says, hey, Brian and Jay, much love to you all. Watch you guys every day. Also, my first super chat.
Well, thank you, man. Well, thank you for letting us break your cherry.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And we're gonna also we're talking about doing some memberships as well for those guys in the not only super chats but the normal chat. So there'll be some membership badges so that you guys can have your special badges.
Yeah, so you guys look all dope in the chat.
Look at me. I've been around a while.
Yeah, you can talk down to people like paupers.
Like that's what I usually prefer.
Okay, ball python.
I usually prefer people in the chat room to be denigrating.
Yeah, denigrating each other. Yeah.
How long you been watching?
You ain't even been here that long, have you, boy?
You shut your mouth.
Yeah. You kiss your mother with that mouth?
No, I don't want that to happen.
No, but we will have members badges. I'm actually going to start working on them, so
it'll be dope. So that'll be one more thing for you guys to do, and one more way for us to pay for that atrium room.
We'll get it one way or the other.
$1
We're struck cold.
$1 at a time, my man.
Sabrina says, hey, Brian and Jay, glad to see Baby Cush's training is going so good. How is Flapjack doing? Much love.
Well, I think Flapjack is going to take time. I think it's just
bigger,
an age. I think it's just an age thing, right? They typically calm down, much like iguanas, like rhino iguanas and even green iguanas. As they green iguanas can
go either way,
but a lot of times a smaller animal is just more defensive, and then as they get bigger, so everything that I've ever seen from black-throat monitors is once they get to a more decent size that has a little bit more confidence, that they turn into really wonderful animals, and I think that that's what's going to happen with Flapjack. But yeah, Baby Cush I couldn't be more happy with. We've only had him out twice, but this time we allowed him to walk around. He walked around for a good 20, 30 minutes.
It was one of my favorite things.
And he had the occasional defensiveness, but there was the one period that was really cool where I was just laying down and he kind of crawled towards me, kind of licked my face, and then just walked away, very, very calmly. Obviously, Jay was sitting down filming him, and he literally crawled right under Jay's legs.
Yeah, it was so cool, man.
So he's
tripped me out, man.
Yeah, so awesome. As we get rolling with Baby Cush, he's going to get better and better. And I think that literally I could have taken him out this time without gloves on.
Yeah.
He's just got pretty heavy claws, so I know I'm going to get ripped up. Eventually that's going to happen anyways. But we're at a point where I don't think that he's going to bite if I try to take him out. And that was the big thing in the beginning with the gloves. It's like, you get bit by that animal, you're going to be messed
and I don't
up.
even, dude, so the vlog that you'll watch tomorrow morning, we fed Baby Cush those slug eggs, right?
Yeah, and you see those teeth.
Dude, I laugh so hard because I'm telling you, Brian, the teeth are like this big.
They're huge.
I mean, they're huge, dude.
Yeah, they're huge. They're you do not want to get bit by that animal.
Like the edge of a razor blade. Like, it's so scary. Chloe came back and says, would you ever get a file snake for the Reptarium? They are pretty badass.
You may be Santa something. Yeah, no, I'm working on. I was literally texting this morning with my buddy, who provided me with the mole snakes and the egg-eating snakes, and he has a shipment coming from South Africa soon. South Africa, and
there we go.
And yes, we're going to be getting some Cape files. So yes, I'm super.
I'm excited too.
I'm trying to get as many as I can, literally as many as I can get. I want to buy because I like them that much.
I think it's Atisha Couch.
Yes.
Am I right? That's what it says, right?
Sounds like it.
I would love to see more gecko, crested gecko, etc. Related videos, specifically genetics. I've been watching for a long time and love the vids.
Yeah, ironically enough, a friend of mine, Matt Baronic, from Sassaback, he may be in here tonight. He had a friend that has a bunch of cresteds that wants to get rid of them. And we have some cresteds, but we don't have a big group of cresteds at all. And so yeah, we might, I said I was interested. That's just the very beginning of the process, but I'd like to, because I guess this his friend had a really nice group she bought. I got some really nice crested geckos, and she's been like to the point where she's like, I might start freezing the eggs because I don't want to produce these. What am I going to do with the babies?
Yeah.
You know, like I got too many geckos, and he's like, well, I think I got someone that might take a bunch of geckos.
So let's figure this out.
So hopefully I can get that. We'll see what happens.
V-Dog says, always glad to super chat and help with your vision of the future. Are there projects you've done that haven't been as successful?
Yeah, V-Dog, thank you so much, as always. Thank you.
We love you.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, yeah, I've failed so much, guys. You don't even understand.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think the thing that everyone has to understand is if you want to be successful, you've got to really be willing to fail, you know? Weirdly enough, this is really bizarre, and I don't know what the pathology behind this is, to be honest with you. Well, I mean, I know a little bit, but it's weird. Like when I fail, it doesn't bother me. Hardly.
We were talking
at all.
about this last night on Noah's podcast.
Yeah, but when I succeed, I get stressed. So that's really weird, right? You know, so like when something is going really well, I get anxious about it going well. Like let's say if a YouTube video goes viral, it's like I almost get anxious about it, you know, or when like, you know, like Instagram, when we first started, you know, in 2021, we really set a goal to crush Instagram this year, you know, and I've told the story that all of last year, I grew 5,000 followers on Instagram, all of last year. Since January this year, we've already grown almost 60,000 followers, just in 3 months, less than 3 months. And it's because we refocused on that. But when I first started growing and it went from being like, you know, hardly any following to 100 to 200 to 500, sometimes 1,000. One day we had 4,000 followers. It's like that's when I get stressed and my anxiety kind of picks up, which is really weird, right? You would think it'd be the opposite. When you fail, you'd think you'd be like, oh my God, I'm failing. Oh, am I going to lose my money? It's just, I don't have that. Like, I don't have the fear of failing because I know it's going to happen. You know, failing is part of success. You know, like, I mean, we could go back to Elon Musk and this, you know, the starship that keeps blowing up.
Right.
You know, every time that starship blows up, he probably isn't thinking that as a failure. He's probably thinking that is a way to learn how to succeed.
It's one step closer.
Yeah, one step closer to succeed.
Yeah, this time it didn't land. This time it landed but blew up. Next time we won't let it blow up. And it's like, I agree 100%.
And it's, you know, again, I mean, what was it, Thomas Edison, right? He said, you know, what was the saying? Something like, I didn't say it, Brian. No, it's like I didn't fail 1,000 times to build a light bulb. I figured 1,000 ways not to build a light bulb.
Yeah. I've heard that one. Something like that.
Yeah, something on that lines. Like I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just learned 1,000 times how not to do something.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that's the way I look at failure.
And the good thing, you know, when you fail is that like it's almost. And as weird as it sounds, is like almost exciting because you get to learn from that mistake and be like, all right, I'm going to do better this time. But like you said, when you succeed, it's like, what did I do right? Can I do that again? Am I ever going to do that again?
When you succeed, a lot of times you feel like, did I really deserve it?
Yeah.
And what's going to go wrong and what's going to take that success away? I remember Will Smith once said, you know, he wanted to fail forward.
Yeah.
You know, he said, I want to fail, but I want to fail forward. And so I think I keep that in mind with all of my projects and swinging for the fences is something that I've always done and I always will do and
do it big or don't do it.
Yeah, and sometimes that you know it's an interesting thing, right? Because you can have two different business philosophies. You can have the philosophy of like hit a lot of singles, right?
Yeah.
Singles turn into runs, turn into wins, you know, right? The kind of Moneyball mentality. Or you can have the swing for the fences every time, and
either strike out or
you're going to strike out a lot more, but you're going to hit some more home runs, right? You're not going to just dink and dink and dink and dink and dink. I've been a home run guy, you know. I've been an all or nothing guy, you know. For the most part, I mean, there's a couple little things I do that I know aren't going to be like huge successes, but are going to, you know, continue to build the coffers, you know. You know, put those ducats in the bank. So
them ducats,
get those ducats.
Damn, son.
Can we rail this in?